Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Gregory Wright Show. We are in the third part of my health series. We're focusing on FDA approved food items that hit the market for public consumption and leaves most of America scratching their head as to why. Why are these questionable items being presented to the market and being sold on the market and being consumed by me, you, your children, your toddlers, your infants? It doesn't make any sense, right? So I'm going to dive right into this. So what we have is another Daily Mail article that now talks about fruit pouches for our infants and our toddlers. The article is titled "How Ultra Additive Fruit Pouches Are Causing Untold Damage to Millions of Children." This article was written by Emily Joshua. She's a health reporter for the dailymail.com. It was published on 17 October 2024. Let's dive right into it. Children who rely on convenient fruit pouches may suffer long-term issues like dental decay and trouble chewing, health experts warn. Food pouches for toddlers and young children are up 900% over the past decade as they replace jarred baby foods. But it's not just infants. An increasing number of elementary schoolers who once ate solid foods at snack time now suck puree, fruit, vegetables, grains, and other foods from a pouch. Marketed to busy parents on the go, the snacks are praised for their convenience as well as helping picky kids get more servings of fruits and vegetables. Now I want to take a pause real quick because we're in part 3 of my health series, but the underlying theme is that these convenient food pouches or other foods that cause potential health problems for our family, they're marketed towards busy working parents. Now, I am not going to criticize the way you spend your time in the evening. But if you have time to get on social media, if you have time to watch American Idol, if you have time to watch any other show that takes a half hour to an hour, hour and a half, and whatever, you can make time to puree your own applesauce. You can have time to puree your own carrots. It's simple. Whatever you want to puree, you wash it, you peel it, you put it in boiling water with some added spices. In this case, if you're doing applesauce, you wash the apple, peel the apple, decore the apple, slice the apple, put it in boiling water with a cinnamon stick, boil it until the apple is soft, and then you put the soft apple into a blender along with some of the water you boiled the apple in. And if you want it coarse, you add less water. If you want it smooth, you add more water. And you mix it up until it becomes the type of texture that you desire. And then, boom, you got it, right? You could do the same thing with peas, green beans, anything. You just got to make the time for it, right? But again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm sharing this article because I know hundreds of parents with kids that could benefit from this information for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's continue. But health experts warn that some of these pouches can contain as much sugar as a Krispy Kreme donut or a small candy bar, and their soft, creamy texture makes them easy to overeat. The warning comes nearly a year after applesauce pouches from Wanabana were found to contain cinnamon with extremely high levels of lead, which has sickened more than 400 children in 44 states and left them vulnerable to behavioral and developmental issues. All right. You see a nice, cute little baby here sucking on a fruit pouch or a veggie pouch. There's another image here that Shows ultra additive fruit pouches, 8 to 11 grams of sugar, more than a Krispy Kreme donut, which is sad. 2 grams of fiber, which really isn't saying anything. Less than a serving of most fruits and vegetables, right? May contain extremely high levels of lead, all right? Allegedly. The key word is allegedly and may, all right? I'm only reading this article straight from the dailymail.com, right? Let's go. And kids who shun solid foods may have trouble learning to chew their food or suffer tooth decay from excess acidity. Dr. Mark Corkins, a pediatric gastroenterologist at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, told the Los Angeles Times, in the long run, we're going to pay for it, right? Pouch ingredients vary widely. While some just have fruit, others contain a mix of vegetables, grains, and yogurts. Several even contain meats like turkey. Several also contain added sugar and salt, which, is no good, really. A 2019 study found that infant and toddler pouches, and by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, but it looks like this 2019 study is accessible because it has a hyperlink to it. So all of this information will be placed in the description below this video, so you can click on the dailymail.com, get access to this article, and then as you read through it, you can hit the hyperlinks for additional information for greater context, right? A 2019 study found that infant and toddler pouches contain an average of 8.4 grams of sugar, about the same amount as 2 Krispy Kreme donuts. This was about 30% more sugar than similar foods in jars and 3 times that of foods in other packages like trays and packets. Another 2019 study published in the journal Nutrients looked at 703 pureed baby and toddler products and found that pouches had more than twice the sugar of products in other packages. And see, you see Wanabana, you see this other thing in the middle here, and then cinnamon applesauce from Weiss. I have a Weiss supermarket that's down the block from me. It's a pretty decent grocery store with decent prices. I don't go to Walmart or Giant or anything like that because it's too crowded in there. Anyway, the researchers said that this could be due to pouches being in larger serving sizes, possibly to attract older children. While products in other packaging had about 5 grams of sugar, pouches had 11 grams, more than that of a Krispy Kreme donut, and nearly as much as half of Hershey's chocolate bar. You get the feeling that the author of this article is obsessed with Krispy Kreme donuts. That's like the 3rd or 4th time she mentioned that. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommend children consume no more than 25 grams of sugar per day, so 2 pouches a day will put them near the limit. And several kids hit that threshold. Heidi Martinez, a mother of 3 in California, said that her oldest son eats 2 to 3 pouches a day. And Caitlin Scuccio, also of California, noted that her son would eat 6 a day if she let him. The agency also notes children under 2 should not have any added sugar because it could make them prefer sugar more in later years. In addition to obesity, hyperactivity, and diabetes, too much sugar may raise the risk of tooth decay, leading to lifelong complications like gum disease, tooth loss, and teeth shifting in position. Dr. Francisco Ramos Gomez, director of UCLA Center of Children's Oral Health, told the Los Angeles Times that purees like applesauce stick to teeth more than eating an actual apple. This means the food sits on teeth longer, increasing acidity in the mouth that causes teeth to erode and cavities to form. Dr. Bridget Young, an associate professor of pediatrics at the University of Rochester School of Medicine, told the Los Angeles Times that the pouches might not actually contain as many healthy nutrients as advertised. Well, no kidding, right? False advertisement has been going on since the beginning of time. If you really think about it, look at the book of Genesis, right? A pouch advertised as a turkey dinner puree, for example, might be applesauce with a whisper of turkey, Dr. Young said. And there's nothing wrong with applesauce. All right, this is not an indictment on applesauce. I just explained the process of making your own applesauce. Right? It's nothing against applesauce. But there is something wrong when you think you're feeding your child turkey. And for vegetables that are included, experts said that their flavor may be masked by fruit, reinforcing sweetness and turning children away from actual vegetables. Dr. Corkin said that he sometimes sees children who are so dependent on smooth, sweet pouches that texture aversions to regular fruits and vegetables and could have trouble chewing due to not being exposed to enough solid foods early on in life. Susan Greenberg, a speech pathologist at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, said that instead of relying so heavily on pouches, children should be introduced to lumpy textures found in solid foods as early as possible to help the body learn to chew and swallow. She told the Los Angeles Times pouches are easy, and we live in a world that's really busy these days. Really no excuse for making poor decisions, right? It's one thing if you're uneducated. It's one thing that if you didn't have access to the internet, you didn't have access to this type of information, and you're not subscribed to the Gregory Wright Show. I mean, it's very easy to miss this type of information. But if you already know better and you still decide to take the convenient road to your day-to-day meal preparation, then that's on you. I'm just putting this out there for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I think we can all agree that it's not a bad thing. It just can't replace other things. That last sentence is a little ambiguous, right? So the article is saying that fruit pouches, if you buy the right ones, are not necessarily bad things, but you gotta understand what the implications are if that's the only mode of feeding your child, your infant or your toddler. You gotta put a mixture. Lumpy foods with textures, real fruit, making your own purees, things like that, right? And again, it's up to you. It's your child, it's your family. You do what you need to do to make it happen that day, that night, that morning. But when, again, this article hits on long-term effects, right? Long-term effects like tooth decay and your child not learning to chew and swallow solid foods early on in life. I mean, those are long-term developmental problems that you may encounter when the child is 3, 4, 5 years old. So take what you do seriously. You're a mother because you're a mother and a father because you deserve it. And you worked hard for it. You're responsible enough. You're fulfilling, God's word of being fruitful and multiply. So make it count. These youngins didn't ask to be here. The last thing they want is to be led down the wrong path, right? Because they're going to have to deal with it when they become young adults. So, just take up the mantle as a parent and do what you got to do. Do the right thing, especially in light of this information. If you like this information, please like, share, subscribe with other parents or people who need to know this information. And I will catch you on the next health series, part 4. Thank you.